I'm Tanner Jackson. This is my project, Natural Law. So, presentation overview of what we're going to be going over is what is natural law. We're going to go over the history of natural law, and we're also going to go over the 3 schools of natural law, and then finally, why natural law is important. So, there's 2 definitions of natural law that I think go well with it. The first being a body of unchanging moral principles regarded as a basis for all human conduct, and 2, an observable law relating to a natural phenomenon. So, natural law. Natural law is a moral theory of jurisprudence, and jurisprudence is the philosophy of law and how it developed. So natural law maintains that law should be based on morality and ethics and what is deemed correct in a society. So natural law has to do more so with what people think is right and wrong, or the battle between good and evil, instead of what lawmakers believe law should be. It's all based off studying human life and the natural occurrences that happen in the human life, such as like murder is inherently evil. And natural law discovers and recognizes universal standards of morality and ethics. So the history of natural law. So natural law comes from 3 different philosophies. The first being from the Greeks from 384 to 322 BC, and the Stoics from 301 BC, and the Christians from 354 to 430 AD. So the first being the Greeks. So from the Greeks you have Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato, and they all looked at the distinction between nature and law. They believe that though law varied from place to place, that law and nature should be the same indefinitely. So say you're in one place one day and it's illegal to rob a store, just hypothetically speaking. It's illegal to rob a store here, but in another town it's legal to rob a store. It's okay if you can rob a store. And they believe that natural law, being that robbing a store would be inherently evil no matter where you are, that natural law should apply more so. Aristotle is considered to be the father of natural law. He contemplated that aside from laws communities set for themselves, there's also a higher law that nature commands. And there's a picture of Aristotle in the bottom left. So the Stoics. The Stoics brought the idea of natural law into Hellenistic philosophy. The Stoics believed that there was a rational and purposeful order to the universe, and that living in accordance with this order was considered natural law. The Stoic philosophy gave great inspiration to the development of Roman legal theory, which many Roman laws can be traced to similar laws we have today. The Christians. Christians elaborated on natural law because they believe that natural law can no longer be attributed to nature, and however can be interpreted as divine law or laws through Christ. Their belief was essentially treat others as you want to be treated, and do to others as you want to do on yourself. And I'm sure we've all heard that before, treat others as you want to be treated. But what the Christians believed is that God believed there was a way between right and wrong, and that's how people should live their lives, and it wasn't necessarily nature's law, because everything observed through nature is technically observed through Christ, if you believe that. So the 3 schools of natural law, there's 3. The divine natural law, the secular natural law, and historical natural law. So divine natural law says that laws must be made to portray the laws that are believed to be inspired by God. And many are based on religious scripture or have to be based on religious scripture, so writings from people who are believed to be inspired by God and things of that nature. The 10 Commandments represent divine natural law, so like thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not harm thy neighbor. The thought of divine law actually made its way into our Declaration of Independence in the words life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as well as all men are created equal. So those could all both be considered divine, because if you're thinking of it in a religious sense, every person is created equal and therefore would have equal rights to life, liberty, and to pursue their happiness. It's the secular natural law, this is the second school of thought. These are the physical, biological, and behavioral laws of nature understood by human reason. This school emphasizes the fixed rules of human nature, such as moral and ethical norms, and each individual has the right to self-preservation and may exercise equal interest with his or her peers. So what this law is saying, or this school of thought for this natural law is saying, is that everyone has a right to protect their self-interests and do whatever it takes to do so, as long as it's not considered inherently evil, as long as it doesn't affect other people's interests as well. So the rights associated with secular law include liberties to enjoy a peaceful life, accumulate wealth and property, and satisfy personal needs, as long as it does not inhibit the liberties of others. So that's kind of going back on what I just said. The school says that the state of nature proves unsatisfying because human nature is not fulfilled to protect. This next part is what I think is really cool about it, is because this school of thought noted that because self-interest and greed exist, the law of nature leads people to establish a government. So this law recognizes that there needs to be in paper laws written to help protect everyone's natural law to the right of property and wealth and personal needs. So historical natural law. The school is how law must be made to conform with the established but unwritten customs, traditions, and experiences that evolved throughout history. So these laws were founded in the Magna Charta, or the Magna Charta of 1215. So what the Magna Charta was, it laid the cornerstone for many U.S. constitutional liberties. It was kind of like a guideline to what laws should be obeyed and how they should be obeyed back in the 1200s. But the Magna Charta also laid the cornerstone for many U.S. constitutional liberties. The Supreme Court has traced the origins of the grand juries, petit juries, and the right of habeas corpus to the Magna Charta. So the concept of due process also comes from the Magna Charta, and this is very important because this notes that in all legal proceedings coincide with the law of the land. So this is showing that no matter where you go, you're going to have that one certain law of the land, and that it should be abided by, and that's what the Magna Charta did. And historical laws had a big impact on many laws and governments today. So the importance of natural law. So natural law is very important in our society as well in past societies and future societies to come. Natural law is what it means to be human and should always be protected. Natural law is important in the sense that legal laws may change with the times, but laws of nature will always apply. For example, murder laws of evil as well as Robert E. Exact 10. So let's just think in like terms, say tomorrow a massive war breaks out and something happens and humanity is wiped out to just very crucial few numbers, and therefore there'd be no government, no laws in place. There would still be the sense of right and wrong. So for example, if someone kills someone else, the society is going to deem that unacceptable and punish the person in however they see fit. There's always going to be those things that are always wrong no matter where you're at in society or where you're at in the world. So no matter the society, natural laws are crucial development and sustainability of the self-governing people. And I just threw this in here as kind of a critical thinker. If you really think about it, are all laws in essence based on natural laws? So if you think about any law out there, you think about do not murder, do not steal, the basics, or you can even go down to like internet piracy or movie piracy. So if say you pirate a movie online, you're technically taking away from the other person's right to property and wealth, whoever made the movie, because you're taking away from them earning revenue off the movie, and you're taking their property away, which would be the copyright of the movie. So in essence, you're taking away their right to have a property, which should be recognized in the secular school of thought. So this could really go along with any law, and I think that it's really cool that natural law has a big effect on pretty much all the laws we have today. So here's my bibliography for everything I have for this project. Just a few sides. Most of them were pretty helpful, but thanks, and I hope you enjoy this.